Greetings, everybody. This is Serpentine451 again, and this is the remainder of the list of my top 45 favorite films. So, let's get back to the list. Number 15 is Fight Club. I love this film because it's very cerebral, and Edward Norton and Brad Pitt are stellar in this film. I love their performances in this film. The actors, no, not the actors, the characters are great. The film itself is brilliant, and what better way? And it's also the inside of society, how you should look at it. Makes you think about society. It makes you feel about yourself as a person. It makes you think. I love it because it makes me want to think about the inside of the world, and plus I love the whole cerebral feeling of it, and it makes, and I'm reading the book. It makes me appreciate the book, and it makes me want to explore myself and society as a whole. It makes me think. That's what I love about it so much. Number 14 is Batman Begins. I have 3 points with this film. One, I love it because it's a great origin for Batman, which we rarely get in cinema, and also it shows off Scarecrow as a side villain, which I've never thought in a million years I would see Scarecrow in a Batman film. Ra's al Ghul in a Batman film I think is great. First choice for a first main villain would be Ra's al Ghul. Second one, I think The Dark Knight is an overrated film, and Batman Begins is overlooked, and Rises is okay. Technically, those are actually I have 2 points. Forget about the third one. It's just, I appreciate Begins more than the other two, which I shouldn't, because I should look at each of these films equally and stack them together and on equal terms, but everyone lowers Begins, puts Rises in the middle, and puts The Dark Knight as the pinnacle of superhero cinema, which I don't think that's necessarily the case and what people should do. Begins is a good film, even though it does have its problems. Begins is still a great film. Christopher Nolan is a good director. I love it because it's a good film. It's a good Batman film, too. Number 13 is Dead Snow. For those of you who don't know, Dead Snow is about a group of young adults going to a cabin in the mountains in a foreign country. It's a foreign film. And they're visited by an old guy telling them the story where back in World War II, a platoon of Nazis, went to this town, which is near the cabin these young adults are staying in, and how the Nazis, being the douches, the assholes that they are, started taking the gold and silver from the town and start oppressing people like they would normally do. So the townspeople are like, we're not going to take their shit anymore. They kick the Nazis out. The Nazis go into the mountains, never to be heard from again, until now we fast forward into the future, in the setting of the film, they find this chest in the cabin, and the Nazis come back from the dead as zombies, wanting the gold and silver. It's a great zombie film. It's one of those great zombie films that makes me laugh, makes me say, yeah, gore, zombies, woo! And I love zombie killing as much as the next guy, but still, this is a good film. I love it for what it is. Good romp zombie flick. And also the ending will throw you off, like, what the just happened? It's a good film. What can I say? Number 12 is The Hangover. One of my favorite comedies. I love this film because it's so funny. Zach Galifianakis is funny. All the other actors in the film are funny. The situations are funny. The characters trying to figure out what they did because they were drugged. It's just this film is great because it's funny. It's one of those great comedies that has appeared in recent cinema that will be staying around till the end of time, like Animal House and other great films of the great comedies of the past. And I love it for that. I love it because it's a well-crafted film. It's a beautifully shot film, and it will stand the test of time when it comes to great comedies. Number 13, not 13, number 11 is Psycho. I love Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. It's a great thriller. It's a great film. It's beautifully shot. It's in black and white. It's beautifully shot. The dialogue is great. I love the dialogue. Norman Bates is a scary motherfucker. It's just, this film's great, and great sound bite and just a lot about this film I just love, and it's dark, it's creepy at times, and some of the great mysteries in it. It's just good. I love it for what it is. It's good. It's good cinema. And number 10 is Real Steel with Hugh Jackman. I love this film because it takes some of the great devices, like actually having the robots on set for the actors to see, interact with, even though they wouldn't move. It's a great technique that they used for Jurassic Park, and I love it because the way it was shot. It's a great underdog story, and it makes you care about the characters. And I love Adam. He's a cool robot, and he makes you, when you look at Adam, he doesn't really have a face of his own. He has this kind of mesh for his face, and it makes you think that I can be Adam. I can do all this amazing stuff. It places you as the face for that character, and that's what I like about the character of Adam, even though he's a robot. Plus, I love the robots. Their designs are great. They're awesome looking, and plus, some of them are even kind of badass. Badass fucking robots. Number 10 is Captain America. No, I already said 10. Number 9 is Captain America: The First Avenger. I'm a Captain America fan, and this film makes me smile because it's a fun yet serious Captain America film that I wanted in a long time. Chris Evans portrays Steve Rogers the way he should have been in live action, even though he has great portrayals in animation. I just love this film. It's one of the great Marvel films that's, I think, is a little bit better than Iron Man, even though it's made of the same quality as Iron Man. Thor, I wouldn't. It's a good film, but I wouldn't compare it to Iron Man or Captain America: The First Avenger. But still, Captain America: The First Avenger is a good film. Excuse me. Number 8 is Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, Tony. What? Tony, sir, whatever you're calling me. Why this film? Whereas Empire Strikes Back and New Hope are better. It doesn't have stupid shit like Ewoks. And I say this to you. This film was my introduction to Star Wars. It makes me appreciate Star Wars as a whole. I love Star Wars. And I'm thankful that I got to. My first film was Return of the Jedi, because I don't pay attention to what people criticize about this film. I see it, and I say that it's part of one of the greatest trilogies in cinema history. And why do we have to criticize and nitpick this film, whereas there's other films that we can criticize and nitpick over that are 10 times as worse than Return of the Jedi? That's my rebuttal. And plus, it's a good film. It's the perfect end to a trilogy. Come on now. Number 7 is one of my favorite musicals, and that is Dreamgirls. I love this film because The actors are great. The music is great. The setting is great. The music is spectacular. One Night Only is my favorite song throughout the entire soundtrack. And this film is a good representation of what some of the best musicals are, in my honest opinion. And that's perfect for me. I love it. Number 6 is The Avengers. A great superhero film that does take itself seriously at times, but it knows how to have fun. Joss Whedon knows how to make films that are perfect for a general audience and for us fans, because he's a great fanboy director, and he's a great director for us fanboys because we love all of his stuff. Well, some of us love all of his stuff like Firefly, Buffy, Angel, all that stuff. And he brought us a great film. He introduced Thanos to be the villain for the second Avengers film in Guardians of the Galaxy, which blew my mind the first time I saw it. And also, this is the first film that I went to the midnight premiere for. And I went in costume, ladies and gentlemen. I dressed as what I would imagine the movie version of Taskmaster would look like. And it was great. Number 5 is Some Like It Hot. I love this film because it's my favorite comedy. It stars Marilyn Monroe and Tony Curtis. And it's a great comedy because it reminds me of a play I did because I'm in theater. It was a play called Leading Ladies. And in Leading Ladies, it's a play about these two British Shakespearean actors wanting to make some money, plan to visit an old woman who is dying because she wants to see her 2 nephews, well, what they believe to be her 2 nephews, and leave her fortune to them, which in reality it's her 2 nieces, so these 2 actors have to dress up as women just to get this money, and they decide, and then they go after women. It's pretty hilarious. Leading Ladies, no. Something Like It Hot is similar to that, what the difference is, the 2 characters in Something Like It Hot, the 2 male leads, are jazz musicians escaped from the mob, and they join an all-girls jazz group, and also is pretty funny. And I love this film because it's funny, and it's a black and white film, and makes me laugh to no end. It made me laugh the first time I saw it. It still makes me laugh now. Number 4 is a Disney film that will always be a part of my life because I was raised on Disney films growing up, and that will be The Lion King. It's basically Disney's version of Hamlet, but with lions and other animals from Africa. It's a great film. It's a beautifully made film. It's a part of my childhood, and it will always be one of my favorite films of all time. And the characters, story, everything about this film is gorgeous. Number 3 is The Black Dahlia, one of my favorite thriller and mystery and kind of a noir film. And it makes me love the 1930s, 20s, and 40s even more in style, jazz, the way detectives are portrayed, the way we have femme fatales, and they were portrayed. Everything about this film is great. And it takes the Black Dahlia case, which was an actual case in 1940s Los Angeles, and how these fictional characters are reacting and trying to solve this case in the film. It's a great film. Aaron Eckhart, Hilary Swank, Scarlett Johansson gives the best performances in this film. I love it. I love the performances in this film. The characters are amazingly dark. The story is dark itself with its own twists and turns. It's a film that everyone should check out. Mind you, that there are moments of gore in it, and hideous imagery. Number 2 is it's a film that is another great Disney film that I can never, that will always be a part of me, like The Lion King, and that's Beauty and the Beast. This film I love with every fiber of my being. I love the characters, I love the story, I love the imagery, the animation is beautiful. And also, on a personal note, it's it's the only film that actually got me to see some of my first words, because one of my first words was beast, and every time I watched it growing up when I was little, to my mom, I would say beast, beast, and you should put in Beauty and the Beast, and I'd watch it. And it's a personal film to me, and I love it that much, because it's always been a part of me. And my number one favorite film of all time, ladies and gentlemen, sorry I'm getting too close to you, is The Evil Dead. I fucking love this movie. It's funny, it's creepy, it's a horror film that's spectacular. The Deadites look great. It's your whole cabin in the woods story, and with evil spirits, evil demon zombie things, and Bruce Campbell is the man. It's a great Sam Raimi film. It's beautifully made, it's a great B movie, it's a great horror movie, it's everything I love about it. And it's my favorite film. No questions. It's my favorite film of all time. So that's my list of my 45 of my favorite films. I hope you enjoyed my list, and this has been Serpentine41 saying, I want to know what your favorite films are. Check out my channel, subscribe to my channel if you like any of my videos, like my video, post a comment or two, and just enjoy yourself.